Hey everybody, Michael Estes here, broker with Trend Real Estate, and I wanted to spend a few extra minutes where I could really take my time and delve into what's happening in the real estate market here in Austin, Texas. So I just wanted to go over some really important key factors that we need to be aware of as we're participating in this market. Number one is new listings are down. This is a really important note. This is partially due to our seasonality. It's August. The summer months are coming to a close, so people are thinking about getting their kids into school, done with travel. That is what's happening. But to have a significant amount of new listings not coming onto the market, and we had a really high number of listings withdrawn or expired, and they're not coming back on the market with a new price. These were typically unrealistic sellers who still wanted the 2022 and 21 numbers that do not exist anymore. And so those netted around 80% increase in not new listings, which is a weird thing to say, but we should have expected a lot more homes coming on the market this July, and we didn't get it. So that is going to affect the demand and the supply issues that we've been dealing with. When there's not a lot of inventory on, it really helps stabilize the prices. That's the thing to remember. The other thing I wanted to go over is we've had very moderate and now predictable decreases in price. We've had a decrease in the value of the price compared to last year. The thing to remember is we're like, oh my gosh, we're down 30%, 20%. We're only down around 4% now. So last year, this time was really similar to this time now. What you're gonna see in October of this year is the exact same values as October of last year. That is a true measurement, and we'll confirm that October was the worst month and the bottom of the market here in Austin, Texas. It's gonna be very predictable and measurable. We can see it coming. It's basically just a matter of time before we can prove the numbers. The other thing I wanted to go over is the pending units. So this is, again, I've been harping on this, I've repeated it, I've talked about it. The number of pending homes has gone up consistently now, month over month over month. We slowly started ticking up in February. It's very gradual, but we had a huge increase the last 2 and 3 months. 15 and 20% more homes have gone pending just over the summer months. Some of that is seasonality, 100%, absolutely. More homes sell between May and July, yes. But to have that significant of an increase in a market when we have such a limited amount of supply also tweaks the demand. In other words, you're saying, oh, maybe there is demand. People start getting more interested in paying attention. So that is helping some people who are trying to sell their homes when they priced it correctly. We do have the typical seasonality that we're going to be dealing with, where we are going to see less sales because of the time of year. We get less sales between August and January. There are some little heights between some better weather. There's always a little spike in December, it seems like, people trying to take advantage of the end of year. So those things are happening. What I want to go over specifically with you are 3 points. What am I doing if I'm a buyer? Is it a good time to buy? If you look at the numbers real logically, and you're actually comparing one-to-one comparisons of value and price, you're getting a 2019 price in a 2023 market. Unfortunately, the interest rate is the issue. And this is where you have to really make a hard decision. The buyers that I have buying right now are getting homes that were priced at $600 or $700, and they're getting them for $350. That means they're probably gonna go up. Is it gonna be in a year? No, but it's gonna take some time. They're gonna be back at that value before you know it. Austin's market isn't going anywhere. It's gonna continue to increase in value. So if you're a buyer and you're like, man, I don't know if I wanna deal with the interest rate, but I sure do want to get a good deal. Well, deal with the interest rate. Buy the rate down. Let me help you negotiate it. I've got a number of strategies that I'm using with current buyers that's helping them get interest rates that are agreeable, affordable, and then they're honestly being offered free refinances from the lenders within 2 and 4 year timeframes. So they're not even have to pay for the refinance in the future. There's a lot of creativity for a buyer right now in how to use your financing and how to use it effectively. So if you'd like to talk more about that and you're a buyer, we've got to go over it. If you're a seller, this is it. Before, you could list your home, whether you wanted to clean it or not, almost didn't even matter. Now, we're back to the standard practices of selling, where everything matters. You get one chance. First impressions, how many first impressions do you get? You get one. You don't get 4. So you got one shot. That means you've got to have your house cleaned, staged. It's got to smell good. It's got to look good. You got to have the windows clean. You got to follow all the state protocols, rules, and procedures that I've been preaching about and talking about for 20 years. So that is the only way you're going to get your value and your number today. You also have to price to the market. You can't expect to see something from a year ago. You need to be looking at data within the last 2 to 4 months, and that's it. That is the only data that is relevant and that matters. All of the listings I've listed have sold within a number of months and have gone at or over asking, just like in the past. But we had to follow the rules. We had to take a little bit on the chin and not ask for the number that we really want, but we got pretty close to it anyway. And then here's the thing if you're an investor. This is probably the biggest question I've got right now. I've got a huge buying population, buying pool of investors, and they're just on the fence waiting. Now they're starting to trickle and get interested because I'm sending them properties that are literally for under $300,000 in Austin. This is something that we haven't seen, like I said, for 4 years. And we're starting to see that, okay, the values have pretty much reached their bottom. We're only going to be going up from here. Do we deal with the interest rate now for a year and just break even or lose a little bit of money and take advantage of how much equity you're going to have in a very short period of time? There's a way to measure the right decision if you're doing an investment, whether it's long-term or short-term. There's a lot of logic in buying a property and putting it in a renter that doesn't make money because you're going to sell it in 2 years and not just make a 10 or 12% return, maybe a 30 or 50% return and go buy 2 more. Because the market is at a flux and you're in a changed position, you have the ability to not necessarily flip a home, but maybe turn it. A turn is a little bit different word. Flipping is obviously something that needs to happen in 4 to 6 months. Hold is 10 years. So maybe somewhere in between where you buy something, you're not making money, but you're not losing money, but you can sell it in a short period of time, 18 months to 2 years, and really use it as a catapult to buy a duplex, 2 homes, 3 homes, maybe pay for 2 colleges. It really will create a lot of momentum for you if you want to start investing and looking at it in that long-term sense. There was also a huge change with the short-term rental market, which I just released a video on. If you have a short-term rental or if you're thinking about getting a short-term rental, you need to call me right now. We've got to get your license up if you don't already have one. And if you're thinking about taking an existing rental or your current home and turning it into a short-term rental, you need to talk to me. I can show you how to take your numbers and double your take your vacancy rate and take it down to where it's only about 10%, and also increase your daily, nightly average by doubling it very quickly. It takes a process. You have to have a plan and you have to know how to institute the plan. So those are the real kind of highs and lows of the real estate market today. Austin, Texas is a great market to be in. It is complicated and we get pulled a lot of different directions by all the different factors, being that we have the 5 largest employers in the state and we're not even close to the biggest city. If you'd like to learn more about this market, if you'd like to chat with me about how to maneuver in this market, I'm happy to sit down with you one-on-one and we can really hash out where you sit and where you want to go. We'll even do some goal setting. My name is Michael Estes, broker with Trend Real Estate. I'll see you real soon.